In this video, we will now build our project that has the mixed billing rule. Let's navigate to our fixed price project for art cages from our project's workspace. On the Form toolbar, let's now click Run Project Billing. The system creates two ProForma invoices because the Phase 3 project task must be billed by a separate invoice based on the Bill Separately setting of the project task. The system does not open the invoices automatically because more than one invoice was created. On the Invoices tab, notice that both created ProForma invoices have the same billing number because they were created during the same iteration of the billing process. In the ProForma reference number column, let's now click on the first of the invoices created. The system opens the ProForma invoice on the ProForma Invoices form in a pop-up window. This invoice has one line on the Progress Billing tab and one line on the Time and Material tab. The system created the line on the Time and Material tab, which has the Phase 2 project task, by using the mixed billing rule. It created the line on the Progress Billing tab, which has the Phase 1 project task, by using the Progress Billing rule. Although these project tasks have different billing rules, they were added to the same invoice because they were billed within the same project. On the Time and Material tab, notice that the amount to invoice of the line is 800, which is the amount of the project transaction we have entered for the fixed price project for art cages in the previous video, multiplied by 1.25 based on the formula of the Time and Material step of our mixed billing rule. On the Progress Billing tab of this form, let's change the amount to invoice value of the line from 50 to 30. Notice that the system has recalculated the total completed percentage and current invoice percentage values and decreased each by 10%. On the Form toolbar, let's now click and close to save our changes to the ProForma invoice. On the Invoices tab of the Projects form, in the ProForma reference number column, let's open the second invoice created. The system now opens the ProForma invoice on the ProForma invoice form in a new pop-up window. The line on the Progress Billing tab with the Phase 3 project task was added to this separate invoice based on the Bill Separately setting of the project task, even though the Phase 2 task of the project has the same mixed billing rule. On the Progress Billing tab of this form, let's change the current invoice percentage value of the line from 25 to 10. Notice that the system has recalculated the total completed percentage and amount to invoice values and decreased them by 15% and 60%. On the Form toolbar, let's save and close our changes. On the toolbar of the Projects form, let's now cancel to refresh the form. On the Revenue Budget tab, notice that the system has updated the draft invoice amounts of the revenue budget lines based on the amount to invoice of the ProForma invoices. On the Invoices tab, let's open the second invoice created. We are now going to open this ProForma invoice in order to release it. In the Summary area of the ProForma invoice, which opens in a pop-up window, let's clear the Hold checkbox and release the ProForma invoice. In our previous videos, we had mentioned that a ProForma invoice could not be released because the project had an unreleased invoice that has been created earlier. Even though the previous invoice, which we also created in this video, with an invoice total of 830 and a billing number of 2 is unreleased, the system allows you to release this ProForma invoice because this invoice and the previous invoice were generated during a single iteration of the billing process and have the same billing number. Thus, these ProForma invoices can be released in any order. We can now release both invoices following the same process. We have now built our project with the mixed billing rule.